Hi, I'm Darlene, and today we're going to attempt to make our own Advent wreath. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Rookies DIY. And we are going to DIY Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Tomorrow is December 3rd, and it is the first Sunday in Advent. And I wanted to do something with my family for Christmas this year that was new, and it was to celebrate the Advent season. We don't have an Advent wreath. I don't know anything really about an Advent wreath, what is involved with them. I've only seen one time when I was attending a Christmas Eve service with my husband when we first got married, and in the church they brought down this Advent wreath from the ceiling, and they lowered it and they lit the candles, and it was part of the Christmas Eve service. And I had no idea about Advent, so we've been, or at least I've been researching on what Advent means, how long it is. It's like the whole month of December, and leading up to the birth of Christ, and with Christmas Eve being the culmination of everything. So yeah, I kind of got myself into something. And I looked online to see, I'll just go buy an Advent wreath. Well, they're expensive and they're really detailed. So I thought, well, why don't I just go ahead and make one? So I watched some videos on making your own Advent wreath, and really there's a lot of different things you can do. But it's mainly centered around candles. And what I got were 4 candles, and we have these 4 purple candles, or actually 3 purple candles and 1 rose candle. And these are for the 4 Sundays before Christmas. And these will go in the wreath. And then I also got 1 white pillar candle to light on Christmas Day to celebrate the birth of Jesus. So everything is artificial, so I'll be able to use this again every year. But what I started with was buying some floral foam. It's 16 inches. It's the smallest one they had at Walmart, so I went ahead and got that to get started. My plan is I have this platter, this little silver platter. This was my husband's grandmother's, and it's just kind of has fallen to us. We've never used it, and actually it really needs to be polished. It's tarnished and from time. But my idea was like, I'll put it on this. I'll put the whole wreath on this. But I failed to measure how big this was before I went out. But I thought, well, this wreath surely will fit on the platter. And it does, but it is, as you'll see, it's a little bit bigger. It's not sitting inside, it's sitting more on the top, but that's okay. It's just gonna be there for a base so that I can move it around, and pick it up and that kind of thing. So, all right, and then the candles will go on here, the greenery and flowers will go on here, and then my idea also was to have the pillar in the middle set up a little bit. So I put a non-slip guard down here to hold this, and so it won't slide around. I didn't want to put anything sticky on here because I didn't want it to stay on the platter or damage it any. And then we have the pillar there. So this is the idea. I'll have that, and then we'll have the candles. Okay, just not finished yet. So we'll have the candles around there. So that is where I'm going right now. So I went ahead and got some things started already. Okay. So what I started on the wreath, to hold the candles, and I watched a video, and in the video they were telling you to get candle holders. So I got these candle holders from Hobby Lobby, and these were the only ones they had because I'm assuming that everybody else is making a wreath too. So I got these, and when I got home, I put all 4 of them. I just put all 4 of them out. Oh, I can already see I need to adjust. All right. So yeah, no measuring, just fly by the seat of your pants, right? Okay. This is what I get for doing stuff last minute. So what I did was just start carving out a hole in the foam, and then when I got down to where it was kind of deep, so I could get the candle holder down in there, I just put it down on the hole, and then I just shoved it in. And then, if you can see where did I get in there? Where am I? Yeah, right there. You can kind of see that it's getting kind of, it's where it needs to be. It's flush, it's stable, it's right in there. So I did that with both of those. So this is what I did. I'm gonna do my new mark now. And then I just started with my scissors, just carving out a hole. I guess you could use a knife too. I didn't want to get down too far. Didn't want to obviously, poke through the other side, but I wanted to get it wide enough. All right, and then we're gonna and there we go. There's number 3. Oh my word. The things I get myself into. We'll also put down, also check in the show notes, or the video description. The show notes, that's another. Check down in the video description, and I'll have links to where we got our Advent calendar and our Advent devotions and scripture readings that we're going to be doing from the Bible. We got them from Focus on the Family, and they have a free link. If you just, obviously you have to provide your email address, but they have a free link for, you can actually print out like a card every day and have your family read a little devotion, a little bit of like a little story, very, very quick. You light your candle, and then there's a part for your kids to cut out a special symbol. It could be a dove, or it could be some kind of a flower, or a palm tree, or as you get closer to the birth of Christ, it'd be different things that you can cut out to have to hang up, and you would hang up like on a piece of twine, or however, or display that somehow in your home, however you wish. And each day there's something up until Christmas Eve. So it's also like a little activity. We're not going to do the activity because it's kind of for kids that are a little bit younger than mine. Here we go. All right, now since my daughter Becca made a good point that I'm going to actually hot glue the bottom in here so we can just make sure these things are stabilized. So thank you, my dear. Oh my goodness, my dog. Hopefully that will anchor them down some. Plug that back in for me, thank you. All right. I also got floral stems from Walmart. You could find them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever. Joann Fabrics, any place that has floral stems that are Christmassy. And I picked them apart. So this is the only one I have left, and I'll pick that apart on camera. But one of them, I got 3 floral stems that had a bunch of this on it. It had evergreen and pine cones, berries, holly leaves, and I glued some together here. And there's these leaves too. I also have Whoop. I also have a strand of garland that I had left over from last year. I have a bunch of garland left over from last year, and I'm basically going to just kind of pick this apart and use the pine needles evergreen. I'm going to stick it in the wreath, and then I'm also have these flowers to use as well. And so what you can do with these is, see how they just pop right off, and you can slide the leaves off. And the price tags. It's pretty cool. So I hope you all are crossing your fingers. Hopefully this will turn out. My vision will turn out. But if it doesn't, please don't post the video. So I was watching a lady who is and I don't even remember, I was scrolling through so many YouTube videos, so I am totally sorry for not keeping track of who I was watching. But there was a lady who is a florist, and she was giving a demonstration on how to make your own Advent wreath, but she was using real stuff, real evergreen and flowers and stuff. But she was talking about taking your big pieces and starting on the north end. And I'm actually gonna go sideways a little bit because I kind of want things, you know, like when you get an evergreen wreath or something, you know, everything's kind of going in the same direction. So I'm gonna, whoops, whoa, hey, what happened there? It bent, yikes. Okay, we'll just shove it in there and then we'll bend it. That's about as far as it's going in. Alright, so as what she was saying in the video was to go north, south, east, west, and then you can start filling in. Ah! Oh my goodness, this is going to be interesting. What am I going to do with this piece here? And always have adult supervision. Alright, so now we got, now we're started, and the rest of it's just is gonna be sticking stuff in and filling it around. Of course, as you go around, you know, you're still gonna see some on the bottom, so you can take smaller pieces and, you know, just stick them in the bottom so that you're not showing so much green on the bottom. And you can also do it, I'm looking, I can see some, I can also do it on the top too. There we go. Alright, I think this is gonna work. Just don't know how long it's gonna take. I am so not a crafty person. I'm not creative. Although I was inspired, my plan B my plan B is to still use this platter, and I'll pluck these things out of here and put them on there, and we'll just have a platter full of candles, which I have seen. I have seen a platter that had a bunch of candles on it and like Christmas ornaments and some evergreen and stuff, and that was what they had for their Advent wreath, and I said, plan B. There we go. I like it. I'm making Advent wreath. branches. More branches. It's coming along. What you think? I'll do that. Okay. Coffee break. Just a minute. Two. We'll put that over there. All right, so then I'll put little pieces. Like that. Whew. Probably should have done some of this cutting of this stuff before I started. Kind of like when you're making a recipe, you know, baking, and you get all your ingredients out. I did not get everything. I got the garland out, but I did not get all the little pieces cut off. And yes, it's actually cheaper to get the garland like this, the pine garland, like this, and you know, break off your pieces, cut off your pieces. However, I don't think these will. They could probably come off, but it's cheaper to get this than it is to get the garland or the floral stems from your store, because like for $1 I got a stem, floral stem that had maybe 1 or 2 of these of the pine needles on it. Whereas I got this whole garland for probably, I don't know, what was that? Okay, it was 50% off, so it was $3 of 50% off of $5.99. So $3, and I've got all of this. Woo. All right, so my thought is to come in close to the candle holder, and then I'll just kind of bend it a little bit. I'm trying to keep the same direction going so that everything is going in the same, you know, like when you're painting, follow the green. So we'll try to keep the same direction with the wreath. When you make wreaths, you know, everything has to be following or flowing in the same direction. So that's what we want to try to achieve here, to make it seem like there is a method to my madness. I wonder if you should, like, if you get a wreath like this and you want to do it like evergreen stuff or pine, I wonder if you should, like, maybe I should have painted it, you know, like a dark green or something, so that the light stuff wouldn't show through. Hindsight. I have a whole new respect for florists this time of year. No wonder when you want Christmas floral arrangements, why it is so expensive to get that centerpiece for your table, or, you know, have flowers delivered, because this is a pain in the butt. Even if it was real flowers. Even if these were real flowers, I was a bad grammar. Even so, there's snipping, trimming, arranging. Now, if you were looking just this way, it looks great. It looks great, but from the sides, ta-da! I still have some more work to do. But I think we are on our way. What's it? Whoa, whoa. Ah! That's all right, we'll get them fixed in there, but you can kind of see where we're going with it. Oh, sweet, we're getting there, almost done. Now, we have an idea. Ooh, coffee break. All right, so we have an idea. Instead of sticking all the things in there, that we could take this and, ooh, you know what? I don't have enough. By the end of our video, I will try to come up with total cost of this wreath versus one that I've seen online. The prices that I've seen for wreaths online averaged around $49.99, and I looked on Amazon and I looked at other places like Hobby Lobby or liturgy.com. It was like they were like Catholic church resources where you could get Advent wreaths and stuff, and they were, of course, probably for a church service, so they were elaborate or official or something, and so I didn't need one elaborate or blessed or anything, so we're not Catholic or Lutheran, and you don't commonly see Advent wreaths in the churches that we go to. That's something that I've always associated with like the Methodist Church or Lutheran or something like that. But it's I think it was last year that I started to read a little bit more and learn about Advent, and really all it is just preparing for Christ's birth. And I'm like, well, everybody can do that. And the wreath, the candles in the wreath, they all symbolize. They all have a symbol. The wreath, I remember reading, was talking about the eternal love. God is eternal, I should say. He's never ending, so that's why they have this. That's why it's a circle. Things like that. So down in the notes, we'll have to include some of these things, and even show you, as we go through the Advent season, light it up and show you what we're doing and update you on our progress on how our wreath is going. And if you celebrate the season doing an Advent calendar, or you do, you have a wreath in your home, we'd love to have you post in the comments below some of the things that you do. And also, if you've ever made anything, do you make your own calendars? Do you make, do you have a wreath that you do? Do you, how do you DIY your Christmas or your holiday celebrations? I'm down to the end. be prepared for lots of mess. So as you can see, the work surface gets very messy, and so is my floor, my feet, the table. Everything's messy because that's your, working with your pine garland, so everything's falling all over the place. On the bottom, I've been putting the little pieces in, and I've been kind of curling them up since it's going to be sitting down on the platter anyway. I have to say, this is probably one of the most detailed things I've made since I used to sew. Used to sew like dresses and stuff, or this is where I feel like I am just not a decorator. So I put this stuff down and I'm like, I have no clue. Okay. So when you get ready to put your candles in the holders and they're not quite, it's like you can't quite stick it in there and it's loose, go ahead and put your lighter on the bottom of it, get it kind of drippy, and then stick it in there. Stick it in the candle holder and let it set, and sometimes it'll mold to the bottom of the candle holders. This will help it stick in there, so that way it's like its own little glue. And then I'm gonna do this, pre-light the candle so that the wick gets a little black. That way when we go to light it, it's just ready to light. I'm doing this while I'm waiting for my hot gun glue. Had to plug the hot glue gun back in, so I'm waiting for it to just kind of get really hot again. Okay, ready for the hot glue gun. And get the other side of this done.
This is
Really hot. All right. Yeehaw! Oh, it jiggled. Well, it made me a liar. Need another thing of berries on here. Am I good? right, well that one didn't work out too well. Huh? Yes. Oops, strip it. Okay, we are almost done. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as I'm finishing up here, I would like to invite you to leave a comment on how you thought the project went. How do you think the end product, the end result is? Also, we hope that you will subscribe to our channel for more rookie adventures as we DIY things for Christmas. It's not staying lit. Okay. All right, there you go. I made my first ever DIY, my first ever Advent wreath. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share. See you later.